All right, we're going to take a look at the list that we made from the previous page, and we're going to go ahead and put together our schedule for our tasks. Now, one thing that I probably need to grab is this schedule right here so that we've got everything that we need. So I'm going to grab that real quick. And we will pull that in. Okay, done, saved photos. And then I'm going to tag that right in here, just so that we have our schedule and we know what it's going to take. Okay, so our first one we said is task 1. So I'm going to go ahead and put task 1 in there. Task 1 is 4 hours. We'll give it to Mike. Okay, so task 1. So task 1 is off our list. Task 5 is the next one that's on here. So task 5 we can complete. I will give that to Kyle. So that's task 5. So then the next one we have is task 3. So let's go ahead and give that to Mark. So task 3. And task 3 is 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, task 3. Task 3 is done. And the next one on our list is task 4. That's only going to be 2 hours. So we'll go ahead and get task 4 completed. So T4. And then now that we have that done, we can get task 2 completed. Task 2 is 1 hour, so we'll stick that right here. So now task 2 is completed. Now we can do task 9. Task 9 does 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to have to give that one to Mark. Task 6 is only 1 hour. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that. 1 hour. So task 6. And then, let's see here, 3, 4, and 5. That actually was task 9 that I wanted to do. That's what it was. Task 9, and that's 2 hours. Apologize about that, guys. Okay, so task 9. And then task 6. 2, 3, and 4 is required for 6, and 6 is 1 hour. So I can put that right here. Task 6. Okay, 2, 3, and 4. Task 7 is 2 and 3. So task 7, really the earliest we could put that would be here. Task 8 requires 2 and 5. So we can actually pop in task 8 right here. Now remember we said task 8 or 6, 7, and 8 could go in any order, right? So it looks like 8, 6, and 7 is going to be our kind of the best use there. And then task 10, we can give it to either one of them. Task 10 is 2 hours. So that is task 10. All right. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 hours to complete that. Okay. And remember we said our list over here, 11 hours if we had 3 of them. And then we also said that if we did our critical paths and had as many people as we needed, we could get it as low as 8 hours. I should really say units of time. I'm just going to assume hours here. Okay, example 5, the following table lists 9 tasks that must be performed to complete a job. Use the list processing algorithm to complete these 7 tasks using 2 people using this list. Okay, so person 1, person 2. And the first thing we're going to do is start at task 5. I cannot do task 5 yet, so I'm going to move to task 9. In order for 9 to be done, 8 has to be completed, so I can't do that. Task 1, I can do task 1, and that's 7 hours. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So task 1 is completed. Task 3, task 2 has to be done before I can do that. Task 2, task 1 has to be done before I can do 2. Task 6, 2 and 5 have to be done before I can do 6. Task 8, 7 has to be done first. Task 4, okay, task 4, I can do that. Task 4, we said task 1. Task 4 is 2. So that's done. And then the only other one here I can do would be task 7. That's 1 hour. So task 7. All right, so now I'm going to go back to task 5. 5 requires that 4 and 7 be completed, and I just finished 4 and 7. So I can get task 5 off the list, and that's a 13-hour task. So I'm going to grab a color and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. This is going to be task 5. And then the next one of priority is task 9. We cannot do 9 because we don't have 8. We can do, let's see here, task 3 requires task 2, so we can't do task 3. Task 2 requires task 1, so we can do task 2. So let's grab a color, and task 2 is 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now remember we're doing it in order of our list here. Okay, that we're going through as far as we can, and then we start back from the beginning. Task 6 requires 2 and 5, so we can't do that yet. Task 8 requires task 7. So, yep, task 8 can be done, and that's 5 hours. So, task 8. Task 8. And that is 5 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, task 8. That's completed. Then I'm going to start back at the beginning. So I have task 9. I don't have task 8 completed yet. For 2's not available. So T9 I can't do quite yet. T3 requires T2 to be done, and that's 7 hours. So I can do T3. And that's 7 hours after T2 is completed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. T3. So that's done. T6 requires T2 and T5. So T6 I can do. So T6. T6 is 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go back to T9. That takes 8 hours, and I need T8 to be completed for that. So 9, I can do it at this point. So 8 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had the exact number. I did not plan that. T9. So, how many, I'm curious how many hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So 31 hours or units of time, whatever you're using, for 2 people to do it. All right, find the order requirement digraph. So let me erase this. The order requirement digraph. So I'm looking at the 3 tasks that have no prerequisite on them. So that would be T1, that'd be T4, and that would be T7. And T1 is 7 hours, T4 is 2 hours, and T7 is 1 hour. All right, then I look at T2 requires T1 to be done. And so T2 is 6 hours. And then T2, T3 has to be done. T3 is 7 hours. So the requirement for T2 is T3. So let's connect some of these. So I've got those. T4 I have down there. T5 requires 4 and 7. T5 is 13 hours, and it requires 4, and it requires 7. So 1, 4, 7, 2, 3, 5. T6 requires 2 and 5. So T6 is 6 hours, and it requires 2 and 5. And then, so T6, T8 requires T7. Oops, put that in blue. T8 is 5, and it requires T7, so, and then T8 goes to T9. And we have 8 hours for T9. Okay, so find a critical path in the order requirement digraph. So we're going to look at all of these, right? Because there's nothing that has like all of them coming together. So there's several different paths. I'm guessing probably, okay, so we have 1, 5, 8. That's going to be 14. So this is 14. I'm just going to put a little 14 there. 2 and 13 is 15. 15 and 16 is 21. 7 and 6 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. 7 and 6 is 13 plus 7 is 20. So I think my winner is going to be from T4 to T5 and then T5 to T6. Okay, so T4 to T5, oops, to T5 to T6, because we get 21 there. Okay, so do you see how I was adding up all of these? So 7 plus 6 plus 7, 2 plus 13 plus 6, 1 plus 13 plus 6, 1 plus 5 plus 8, 7 plus 6 plus 6. Use the critical path algorithm to order the 7 tasks. Okay, so that means that we want to start our critical path earlier. So I'm going to do first all of my unscheduled ones. So T4 is going to be important. T7 or T1 has a larger amount of time, so I'm going to want to get that started earlier, and then T7 has my later amount of time, and it looks like that's kind of how we scheduled it up there. Then after T1, T4, T7. Then my next one would be T5 because that's my critical, right? And then my next highest is T2. Then my next highest is T8. And that would get rid of those. And then my critical path is T6. My next highest is T9. And my next highest is T3. Right? So I want to get my critical path done first and then work on the others outside of that. So that would have been the path that we do. Okay? So you have some practice to do, and I'll be there to support you as you work through your examples.